Hello Bloomington, I'm Mayor Tim Busse, and this is the Council Minute for the week of April 3rd. Last week, members of the Bloomington City Council and city staff were part of a group of about 40 that traveled to Paris to continue Minnesota's campaign to host Expo 2027. I made the trip along with council members D'Alessandro, Carter, and Martin, and with City Manager Jamie Verbrugge and Community Development Director Carla Henderson. We were there to take part in a symposium hosted by the Minnesota Expo Bid Committee. The symposium was an opportunity to talk more about the Minnesota theme of healthy people, healthy planet, and to show Minnesota's commitment and preparedness to hosting the Expo. And just as importantly, it was the last opportunity to get in front of delegates from the Bureau of International Expositions before they vote on June 21st to determine where Expo 2027 will take place. At the symposium, Dr. Jacob Tolar, the Dean of the University of Minnesota Medical School, spoke on the importance of the topic and the benefit of bringing the world together for a conversation. There were breakout sessions which gave delegates the opportunity to provide input on what Expo programming could look like. And I was part of a panel discussion on the potential economic impacts of Expo. I talked about how Minnesota and Bloomington work as part of a global economy that benefits not only us, but the folks we do business with. The evening prior to the symposium, Denise Campbell-Bauer, the U.S. Ambassador to France, hosted a reception and more than 250 members of the International Diplomatic Corps in Paris attended. It was a great opportunity to have a lot of one-on-one conversations with delegates and diplomats and really talk about why the U.S. should host the Expo. There was a lot packed into a short, intense trip, and I think it was very successful. As I mentioned, the final vote will take place on June 21st. Between now and then, there is still a lot going on. The bid committee continues to work with our federal and state legislators to ensure that if Minnesota is awarded the bid, we'll be ready to go. The U.S. State Department is actively working with ambassadors and decision makers across the globe. And we here in Bloomington have established a good relationship with Sister Cities International and are advocating for the Minnesota bid through those sister city relationships. Also on Monday night, City Assessor Tim Busse presented the annual assessment report to the City Council. Our assessing staff is responsible for setting the values of all the properties in the City of Bloomington, all 31,125 properties to be precise. And on Monday, we heard that the value of property in Bloomington is higher than it has ever been. The combined value of all the homes, apartments, and condos, commercial buildings, and industrial shops in Bloomington now totals almost $17.6 billion. That's a value increase of 3.2% over last year, and that's a lot of value. Unlike last year, when valuation increases on single-family homes were at 15 or 20%, and it gave a lot of folks sticker shock, the change this year was much more manageable. We saw an increase of 1.9% on residential home value this year. That number was lower because interest rates are higher, and there's not as much upward pressure on home prices. The value of our commercial properties increased by 3.5%, and industrial properties saw the biggest jump at 20.7%. A couple of interesting takeaways from Monday night. First, the highest value increase for homes was seen in homes priced at $200,000 or less. We have 86 homes in Bloomington valued at less than $200,000. With demand for housing at that price point driving values and prices up, my guess is that by this time next year, we'll see significantly fewer homes at that low price. The second takeaway is that, again this year, Bloomington will see about an even balance in values between residential properties and commercial and industrial properties. That rough 50-50 balance is usually not seen outside of central cities and is very rare in communities that grew up as suburbs. The more typical balance in a suburb is 75 to 80% residential and only 20 or 25% commercial and industrial. Here in Bloomington, the result of that 50-50 split is that residential property taxes are lower because of the strong commercial and industrial tax base in the city. That's why it's so important to retain, attract, and cultivate business in Bloomington. If you have questions regarding the assessed value of your home or your business, don't hesitate to contact the City of Bloomington Assessor's Office. I know they're always happy to help. And finally today, a reminder that the Bloomington Curbside Cleanup is now held every other year. So there is no curbside cleanup this year. The next one will be in 2024. The council approved that change back in 2021 in response to concerns raised by residents, the Bloomington Sustainability Commission, and city staff. Now we all know during curbside cleanup, you could put just about anything out at the end of your driveway and it would be picked up either by the scavengers or by trash haulers. Unfortunately, that system was not very environmentally friendly. If the trash haulers picked up that couch that you put at the end of your driveway, it was going to end up in a landfill, just like the one to our south in Burnsville. And we've had the discussion of what it would mean if we aren't able to reduce the amount of trash going to the Burnsville landfill. Also, curbside cleanup was becoming very expensive, and it was becoming harder to coordinate because the back-loading garbage trucks that haulers used for curbside cleanup, they're becoming harder and harder to find. Now, the decision to change wasn't made quickly or taken lightly. The city asked for community feedback, and more than 6,000 residents visited the Let's Talk Bloomington project page about the proposal. 1,400 residents completed an online survey, and more than 60 attended community listening sessions. Staff reviewed that feedback, did additional research, and ultimately developed recommendations to deal with solid waste and bulky items that incorporated what they heard. One of those recommendations was to hold curbside cleanup every other year. Now, I've seen the social media posts where people have asked, if there's no curbside cleanup, why are we still being charged $3.71 each month? That's because the city is still providing services to handle bulky waste items, but it's being done in a more sustainable manner. For example, in June, the city will roll out a new service for picking up reusable and recyclable bulky items like furniture that can be reused, or scrap metal, or reusable building materials. The items will be picked up curbside, there's no extra cost, and pickup will take place the first full week of each month. Last fall, the city held its first recycling drop-off event. Residents could drop off things like electronics, appliances, scrap metal, and mattresses. Some items were free to drop off, others were accepted for a small fee. Almost 1,000 households participated, and the city was able to recycle more than 61 tons of material. The second annual recycling drop-off will be held this fall. Last spring, the city hosted a swap event specifically for garden tools, and residents swapped more than 1,300 pounds of tools. Another swap focused on children's gear is scheduled for this summer. Stay tuned for details. And if you've got something big and bulky that you really need to get rid of and you can't recycle, you can always schedule pickup through your hauler. The bottom line, we all have stuff we'd like to get rid of, but there are ways to deal with that stuff that doesn't include having it end up in a landfill. Now, all of what I've talked about today and a lot more is listed in the city's 2023 Garbage and Recycling Guide. Of course, you can also find it online. That will do it for this week's Council Minute. Thanks much for joining me today. Until next time, stay safe, Bloomington.